And am I tripping? Huh? I just seen it. Okay. For the first time in over 2 years, there are no Drake songs or features charted in the Billboard Hot 100 this week. He's previously charted every week since April 2022. So Drake has charted literally for over 100 weeks. And, whether he was on a feature with someone or he had an original song, we do know in that span, I think he put out 2 albums. But he does his feature run and he's always had like a song in the Hot 100, right? Now, people are wondering, is Drake falling off? Is the run of Drake over? I do want to be very honest, and, for you K-bots, don't clip me. Just get out of here. I ain't really talking to y'all. But I am going to be honest. I do think two things is happening. I think Drake is in an interesting period, but I do think the music industry is in an interesting period. I think the reason why Drake doesn't have a song on the Billboard Hot 100 is because Drake hasn't been entertaining or not entertaining. Well, entertaining, but that wasn't the end of the sentence. Drake ain't been fucking with his label like that. Okay? Which is kind of odd because they gave him $400 million, right? Drake has been doing his own thing ever since this whole beef with, and he's always kind of done his own thing. I'm be very fair to him. I've just heard notoriously Drake hits up his label a week or two out saying, I'm ready to drop. And if they had other releases, they move those releases back. Unless they tell him, obviously he's with Republic. If they tell him, yo, big dog, Taylor's dropping, of course, and he's rap that, like, he would change his shit. But everybody else just moves out the way for Drake. That's how he usually operates with his label. Ever since his beef with Kendrick, he's operated even less with them. Like almost like niggas moving like he's an independent artist. Now, this is the odd part of it, right? Not only is he, his label has zero. And by the way, I got to give a little bit of a crash course. These guys are signed to major record labels: Drake, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, The Weeknd. They're going through Republic, even Nicki Minaj. As popular as these people are, and yes, if they just dropped a song right out of the blue with no planned label support or the labels, enticing the DSPs to show support, they're all going to make the charts because they're that big of an artist. But to continually stay on the charts and to really get a number one or get songs that's in the top 40, it's a reason why, I don't know if, like, back in the day, they used to have this thing called, like, pop music was basically top 40 music. So a song that consistently charted in the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100, it was considered pop. It didn't matter the genre, it was considered pop. I'm going to tell you why. Because it was popular. Popular mean most people would know, on average, the top 40 songs that were popular in the country. Now, that definition has been eradicated by a few reasons. Number one, you'll see some of these guys drop songs, and because it's streaming, they'll be number 3 on the charts just for the debut week. Then it'll drop to like 87, right? So a top 40 song doesn't necessarily mean it's a pop song anymore, because streaming has just changed the whole landscape of things. So let's talk about Drake again, right? It's kind of Drake could drop a song and chart. We've seen him chart. Maybe you thought he's charted a little bit lower than what you thought, because clearly we do know when he dropped Scary Hours 2, all 3 of those songs charted 1, 2, 3. Right? Now, granted, that was a planned release, but he's been doing this 100 gig thing where he's kind of like dropping music kind of through the website and through Instagram. Then it gets to DSPs. But I think his highest charting song was, I think, No Face. That was 20. That was the highest charted song. All the songs did chart. He dropped 5 songs from my belief. So SOD didn't get put up. But Circadian Rhythm, Red, Blue, Green, No Face, and what's the other one? Oh my god. It's Up, right? And Am I missing another one? Yeah. No Face, Circadian Rhythm. It's Up, Red, Blue, Green, and there's a fifth one, the one with Lotto, House something. Yeah, it's still charted, right? Those are his lead songs. He's had features on a few people's. Camila Cabello, two of those had two features on Gordos, and even this new song is that like a corrido? I don't know. Like it's a Mexican artist. It's a Mexican type music, but he's featured on it. That's a feature. So he's dropped 5 lead songs, right? That had he's only peaked at 25. So let me give you a really just honest breakdown. What I really think. I think the music industry's fucked a bit. I think Drake is a little bit distant from what he hasn't committed to dropping anything, and he's testing out the waters. But it doesn't look good for him, right? It doesn't look good for him because what we have realized, and whether you want to call this a knock, and this is where the K-bots are like, we're gonna clip this. I can't wait till he say we're gonna clip it. It's fine. It's like we're watching Superman bleed. Like this is, and I hope you understand the analogy. Like, Kendrick and Drake have never been in comparison to potency on the charts. Kendrick and even Cole. They've never been compared. Like, this guy's like literally, like he's twice or 3 times bigger than both of them. These days, we're seeing Superman bleed because we're seeing Drake as human, right? What does that mean? Without his label, without a planned release, he can't just get up like he used to do and just be like, yo, 3-pack out at midnight, run it up. And what I mean by that work, we're not talking about him being number 25, which, by the way, would be fine for every other artist. That would be amazing for every other artist. But we're talking about Drake.